Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, everyone probably knows about the sex scandal that Kevin Hart was involved in. Sometime back, what happened is that Kevin Hart was having sex in a hotel room with a young lady named Motia Sabak or Monisha Sabak. I'm going to go with Monisha Sabak. And basically, that act was caught on tape and he was extorted. So the unknown person at that time basically tried to get $10 million out of Kevin Hart, or he was going to release the tape and basically destroy Kevin Hart's career and probably have him end up having a divorce, right? So the FBI eventually catches up with the guy, and it turns out the person who was trying to extort Kevin Hart was none other than Kevin Hart's friend, Jonathan Todd Jackson. So fast forward a little bit, and the young lady in this case, Monisha Sabag, she's coming back and she's suing Kevin Hart, Jonathan Todd Jackson, Marriott Hotels, Blackstone Entertainment Group. And Blackstone Entertainment Group is affiliated with Marriott Hotels, as well as the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, Ashley German, and Famous Entertainment Group. And she's also suing the Does 1 through 50, and basically it's kind of a name placeholder. What's going to happen is that there's going to be further investigations, and they're hoping that they can uncover additional conspirators or additional people who were involved in this alleged conspiracy. And once they do, they're basically going to swap out Jane Doe or John Doe for the names of the people they found were actually involved in this. Now, this lawsuit has three main components or three main violations. Basically, one is negligence, another one is infliction of emotional distress, and another one is invasion of privacy. And although there's only three core violations, basically, because of the multiple individuals involved, you end up with different variations of each of these violations. For example, there's negligence, infliction of emotional distress, negligence supervision, so on and so forth. Now, the story, or basically, Monisha Sabag is trying to sue under several different scenarios. So this is a very, very complex lawsuit. One of the theories or scenarios that she's suing under is that she's saying that Kevin Hart basically intentionally shot this sex tape video and set up the plot to basically have himself extorted so that he can gain additional popularity and to promote his upcoming comedy tour. Now, this kind of makes sense to me and it kind of doesn't. So let me explain. The reason it doesn't really make sense to me is because Kevin Hart, in my opinion, is way beyond somebody needing popularity of a sex tape, right? So Kevin Hart is a well-known brand. Everybody knows Kevin Hart. He's even hosted the Grammys. I believe he's hosted the Grammys. So basically, a sex tape isn't really going to give him that much more popularity than he already has, right? I think in terms of popularity, I correct me if I'm wrong, correct, and leave your question and comments below. But in my opinion, Kevin Hart really can't get any more popular than he already is. At this point, you either know Kevin Hart and you like him, or you don't like him. It's just that simple, right? So it kind of makes sense in the sense that this was alleged to be Kevin Hart's hotel room. And if it was Kevin Hart's hotel room, it's hard for me to believe that someone could have shot a sex tape with you involved without you knowing about it, right? Because you would have heard them in the hotel room with you. Now, of course, the exception to that is going to be that maybe Jonathan basically shot the sex tape remotely. He somehow set up a camera that he could remotely control. Another theory is that maybe there was a hole drilled in the wall and he shot the sex tape in another room. So to me, those are two scenarios that basically would make sense where Kevin Hart is being shot having sex and without knowing about it, right? But it would have to be some sort of scenario like that for me to believe it. Otherwise, it would appear that Kevin Hart would have been in on it. But again, for him to be in on it, it just makes no sense because he doesn't need the popularity. So leave your questions, comments below on that point, and let me know what you think. Was Kevin in on it? Give me some scenarios in which he shot this, which this sex tape was shot, and he didn't know about it, right? So the other theory that she's suing under is she's saying, hey, this was Kevin Hart's hotel room. He should have been careful. He should have been diligent to make sure that nobody got access to his hotel room. Of course, there could be a scenario where Jonathan and Kevin Hart was hanging out in the hotel room and they were probably just out on the town kicking it, and they had this hotel room, and maybe Kevin Hart wasn't paying attention, and then Jonathan set up this video camera where he can shoot, he can record remotely, and Kevin Hart should have caught it. So she's basically saying that Kevin Hart was negligent, he wasn't paying attention, and it's his fault that this sex tape was basically shot. So that's different, or a different theory or scenario that she's suing under, where she's saying that he knew about it. And so basically she's saying he knew about it, and if he didn't know about it, then basically he was negligent in maintaining the hotel room. And the negligent supervision kind of makes sense that Kevin Hart could be guilty of that just a little bit, because she didn't, well, I'm assuming she didn't go and get this hotel room with Kevin Hart. To me, it would make a difference if they went and got this hotel room together, and they were basically both responsible for the hotel room, versus Kevin Hart already having his hotel room and he took her back to the hotel room. Then there looks like there could be some cause of action for him to be negligent, not paying attention who had access to the hotel room, so on and so forth. And then again, it makes no sense, because there could be a scenario where the hotel staff work with Jonathan to actually perpetrate this violation, right? So that's another scenario. So this lawsuit is very, very, very complex, right? Lots of things going on. I'm not going to get through all of the different scenarios in this video, but maybe I'll do a reading, I'll do a deep legal analysis, and we'll go through each of the scenarios. Um, I guess another different scenario is that Kevin Hart knew nothing about it, and Kevin Hart isn't found to be negligent, but basically Jonathan, Todd Jackson, and the Marriott Hotel and its affiliates are basically responsible for this sex tape. Either they, well, Jonathan Todd Jackson shot this sex tape on purpose, so he's going to be liable no matter what. But there could be a scenario where the Marriott Hotel employees helped him out, or there could be a scenario where the Marriott Hotel employees and affiliates were negligent. Maybe there was a situation where they should have known something was going on, and they ignored it, or they didn't practice due diligence. Maybe Jonathan was seen going through the room. Maybe he got a key from the Marriott hotel staff without Kevin Hart's permission. There's lots of different scenarios in this thing. But I'm just going to wrap this video up by talking about the Famous Entertainment LLC. Now, I haven't really heard about this company, but apparently they used to have a website. That website appears to be taken down. There's also a YouTube channel, or several YouTube videos with Famous in it, and I think there's a Twitter account out there. But essentially, she's suing that entertainment group because they posted the video, and they knew, or they should have knew, they knew, or they should have known, I'm sorry, that the video basically invaded Monisha Sabag's privacy, and basically it could cause her harm. So, in the sense that Famous was reckless when they actually posted that video. So, I think Famous Entertainment pretty much is going to be done after this lawsuit. Uh, be, for the most part, I've never heard of this company. I don't think it's a company that basically has lots of cash on hand. So more than likely what's going to happen is that this lawsuit is going to cause them to go out of business if they haven't done so already, right? So Leave your questions, comments below. This is going to be an ongoing video series. So let me know what you want to get out of this video series. Leave your questions, comments below, and let me know if you want me to do the legal analysis. Again, it's a very complex lawsuit, and the lawsuit is about 38 pages. So a lot of the information in the lawsuit is going to be redundant and is going to be pretty dry. So let me know what you want to get out of this. And as usual, like, share, and subscribe.